What up? What up? What up? Fuck. Stressful day. What's up? Half boxing. You're first. Mars. What up? I like that name. I disagree with that, Eon, but we could talk. Jones equals GTD. Marco got replaced by Ness. Nasty work. He replaced me? Well, Jones, just so you know, I could definitely probably get back in there if I wanted to, but I'm waiting for a conversation like a real man off air about what happened, because I felt that to be very disrespectful. So, but you know, I don't know if you're supporting me or not. Seems like that's a supportive comment, but who could tell? What up, Michael? Zooted, what up, my man? Zooted. Hit me with that extra crispy two-piece, which reminds me, I got to set the goal for today. Zooted, that's one super chat closer to the goal. Let us set the goal. Let's set the goal. 10 super chats, any amount of money over the next hour. And that's the goal. All right. Boom. Goal set. Let's make this goal today. Because shit is real in these streets. Roy versus Tarver. That's fucking rude, yeah. Marco, I gotten all your questions correct on your timeline. All my questions correct on my timeline. The fuck you talking about? You talking about my quizzes on YouTube? Is that what you mean? Is that what they call that? A timeline? You got them all correct? Good. I'm going to do more. Let me ask you a question, Adi. Do you prefer the questions or do you prefer the polls? I'm not sure which I want to do more of. Yes, absolutely. We are raffling off this belt right here. As you know, it is $10 sent to either this Cash App or this PayPal address. And you just put Ring Magazine belt. We don't have enough entries yet. We have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 50. So we need about 15 to 20 more. And then we're good to go. Marco has to get Ness back with the two-piece. That might happen. That might happen. That was easily the biggest fight of the... It was the biggest. But when I say the best, Marco, give me... All right. I got you. It was the biggest, but not the best. What was the best fight you've ever seen in the 2000s? Not the biggest, the best. Big difference. All right, bets. Send away, Adi. You want to... wait. Oh, you want more? Sorry, you want more? All right, I'm going to do that. Yeah, we told Marco, don't be nice to Ness. He a rat. Well, you know, I don't know. I always say this. I don't give a shit what he does in his personal life. Just don't be disrespectful to me. Marco, moving forward, make sure you watch the fights on the weekend. What you mean? I always watch the fights. The ones I care about. Oh, shit. Josh Ramirez. And which one is Josh Ramirez? Is that half boxing? Well, let me put it in. Either way. Is there already? No, there isn't. This is the first one for Josh Ramirez. Half boxing. It is half boxing. Okay. So I'll put in half boxing. Okay. Boom. You're in. You are in, my brother. You've been entered. You have been entered for the Ring Magazine raffle. Question, because I have guessed correctly each time, but I learned something new since I'm a casual boxing fan. Questions. So it was a guess. You didn't know for sure. You happened to guess them correctly. Okay. 2015 Thurman versus 47 Canelo. No, we said fights that already happened. We're talking about Michael. Sergio, what up? Ness feels because he's 6'5" and yells he can intimidate you. Let me tell you something, Sergio. I have knocked down and knocked out numerous dudes 6'5". I've knocked out a dude 6'7", or knocked him down, I should say. So that don't mean shit. Literally 6'7". I'm in there. You the man. It was, Mike. Wouldn't even trust a dude named Nestor. I kind of still like him, I'll be honest. Like, I'm a little disappointed that he hasn't grabbed his balls and fucking called me back, but I do still like him. Like I tell everybody, man, for me, it takes more than one incident to me not to like you. Something so petty. It was bullshit. It was minor. It was petty. You know what I'm saying? But it could mean more to come. Who knows? Or it could just be a random thing. Who knows? Marco, watch Albert Chop Gonzalez this weekend on Top Rank. Okay. Gatti versus Ward. I agree, Eon. I agree. I was never a big fan of Gatti versus Ward. I mean, they were throwing a lot of punches, but all right. Nah, bro. This is your game. What's up, E-Rock? Ness portrays a character, puts on a slow voice, corny fake, put on laugh. He's a power. He's a poser. I was like, I'm like, you're shitting on him, and you say he's power. That was very confusing to me. Nah, we joke around, but I never felt disrespected up until what he just did before. Why is there so much segregation? I don't know, man. I don't know. Probably because the way the sport started with segregation, they wouldn't let black fighters in. And then when they did, the black fighters, kind of like the history of America, were treated like shit in the beginning. And now, of course, they dominate the sport, but that's probably why. Salute, twin. How you doing, cuzzo? Chillin'. Had a rough day, to be honest with you guys. Rough day. Looks like I'm going to have to fucking get rid of my business. Sell it if I can, because it's not doing good. So a lot of stress. A lot of fucking stress. So, yeah. That's where my day's at. He's mad because you're a boxer. Went against him. Whatever it is, whatever it was, you know, we're supposed to have platforms for all of us to open, to have open, honest discussions, right? Not for people to get shut down. So that's not cool. You know what I'm saying? Like, I get if I was cursed, like, I love Troy, but Troy be coming at him crazily. And I get why he threw Troy off a couple times, because Troy's like, fuck you, you bitch ass, this, that. I get that, but I don't talk like that. You know what I'm saying? Like, there's no need to shut somebody down when you're having an open discussion about boxing on a boxing channel. That can never be wrong. Well, yeah, I made him look dumb, but, you know, whatever. That's something he should deal with, because he tries to make people look dumb all the time. So, you know what I'm saying? You could dish it, you should be able to take it. Every now and then. I get it's your show. You have to come at a position of power. I get that. But every now and then, you know what I'm saying? Take a bite of humble pie. Chill out. It's not that deep. We're going up to 2020s. I'm thinking 2000. So 2000 to 2009, I guess. Not the 10s, the 20s, the thousands. What up, Mikhail? Mikhail, I didn't watch all of it yet, your video. We could play it here if you want. I watched some of it. I did watch like one round. And I'll say one thing. I wish I could work with you. You need a lot of seasoning. You don't have a lot of experience, I could tell. And I could tell you don't have a coach. I wish I could work with you, man. I wish you lived close to me. I would work with you. You're a smart guy. You seem like somebody who would listen, who would be a good dude to work with. But unfortunately, we live too far away from each other. But I would. I definitely would if you lived close. Damn, Monk. Yeah, man. Smoke weed. I mean, yeah, it's whack. I understand, Marco. Try not to stress as much. I'm trying, man. I'm trying. It's rough. Rough. This economy has destroyed me. Like, it's crazy. Like, we had a good year in 2023. That was right. I think it was right after COVID, and everybody got those stimulus checks, and people were feeling like, oh, COVID's over. People were spending. Everybody was happy. And then 2024, when the economy hit, it just literally, it felt like overnight. Nobody started spending money, and the prices of everything went up, and I just got buried. And it's been a year and a half of that. I can't take it anymore, unfortunately. I just can't. I have two children, you know what I'm saying? Like, young children. I can't be left with no money. I just can't do it. We got to pivot and do something else. I had a bad day too. My 31-year-old, and I'm my 31-year-old hammer. 31-year-old hammer. Is that supposed to be a girl? I don't know what the fuck that means, Ian. You guys with these fucking... Marco, open up the panel. In a little bit. Tony Giro. That's a good one. I just did a video on that, Joe. Weak people run away or end debates since they feel absolutely. Absolutely. That's it. That, you know what, Quinn? That actually deserves... Yeah, I know you're a white guy. I forget where you're from. He's the type when he gets mad, he can't go without. I mean, he just can't let it go. Is toxic in that regard. Yep. You can't play. I fought in front of 250 people. It's no big deal seeing me get my ass kicked. As long as you learn from it, my man. I'm gonna look at the tape, but you need a coach. You need a coach. You need somebody helping you. That's just simple. Nah, you need to make that point again. What point? What's up, Daddy? Sorry to hear that. Hope things work out for you, but thanks, man. I mean, they're not. I'm selling them. I got to sell the shit, but, you know, we have other... You know what they say, right? When one door closes, another one opens. N-words, be thinking... See, I almost said it again. You guys got to stop writing that shit. Put a ninja emoji, please. Could we, from now on, put the ninja emoji so I don't think for a second to say it? Because I can't be saying it. Good Lord. N-words be thinking they have to go all in, to go all on the people that support them. Mikhail Marco likes you because he shut down that dude called Cliff. Huh? What happened? That's a good fight, Quinn. Just came in. Nah, we're just talking, man. Just talking about greatest fights. Didn't have a hoe emoji. My fault. Oh, a hoe. She doesn't want to fuck with you anymore? Well, find another one. You're young. 31, damn. I remember I fucked with a 31-year-old when I was 23, and I remember feeling like she was mad old. I was like, her skin's about to all loose and shit. What's up, Marcos? Nesto mad at you. Free the boy. I don't know. I don't know. Until he calls me, ain't nothing happening. So, Marco, why don't you try bagging dimes and eights? Because I'm too old for that shit. What's up? Did you watch the fight on Saturday and still? Yeah, of course I watched it. And speaking of, did you see Tevin Farmer's latest post? All good, all good. Yeah, this fucking guy Mike in here wrote it, and I said the shit by mistake. I think I stopped at the NIG. I was like, oh shit, and I stopped myself before I threw the A in. I was just reading it. I can't. You see how white I am? I can't be saying that shit on accident. No, please, no more. I'm trying to build this channel, not turn this shit into a clan rally. Come on, no more. This guy right here, he's the one who said it. This guy, Mike. Bro, don't go back there. You be talking mad shit with the callers lately. About me? Well, it's your fault. I was trying to fucking read what you said. It's your fault. I didn't mean to. But I did catch myself at the end. I was like, oh, shit. Anyway. I'm not Italian, actually. I'm not Italian at all. I'm Bulgarian. So did you guys see Tevin Farmer's last post? So remember we were talking about why the fuck he was looking, his body was looking all weird at a few points in the fight when Zepeda was teeing off on him. And he looked like, remember I said, it looks like he wants to quit. It looks like he wants the ref to stop it. He had his hands down, his head was up, his body was acting all weird, and he was letting him hit him. Do you guys remember that? All right. So let me see something. Let me show you. This totally makes sense. I think it's on X that he wrote it. Let's see. Let me find it and I'll show you guys. Where is it? Here we go. All right, ready? Now let me explain to you guys what the dilly is with Tevin Farmer. Now I feel kind of bad that I even... No, I don't feel bad, but it's like something you got to share. Here we go. This is what he wrote 1 hour ago. I've kept this private for a long time, but I see the concern and speculation about my tic. I have Tourette's syndrome. I've dealt with it all my life. No neurological issues, so no need to worry. I'm still out here putting belt to ass. There you go. The rabbit's out the hat. So he has fucking Tourette's. That's why he was reacting that way. I was like, what the fuck is he doing? That makes so much sense. He was twitching? I didn't even catch that. Yeah. I mean, fuck, man. Tell people that shit. The ref should know that because the ref is liable to stop the fight. But if he knows, yo, I might twitch, I might freeze up for a second, don't worry about it, it's Tourette's, he'll let you fight. Am I wrong? Could the ref have not logically stopped that fight on a couple occasions? The way he was, am I wrong? Would any of you been not surprised if the ref stopped it when he had his hands down, just getting pieced up? Just open target like a piñata. Shout out to Tevin for fighting a world class. Right? Yeah, I couldn't tell. No, I couldn't tell. How the fuck would I? No. And all you guys now better feel bad for making fun of his cross-eyed. The dude has a fucking neurological condition. You're making fun of his cross eyes. Wild, though. See? Is that breaking news? Anybody know that? Did I just break that to all you guys? I think I did. I saw it today. I was like, oh, fuck, that makes sense. Right? Fucking Tourette's. I was going bananas as ref. I was going, yep. And now, Mo, now what? Now you feel like, okay. And that's the biggest, for all we know, by the way, maybe the ref did know. Doesn't have to be public. Maybe he was like, yo, come here, I have Tourette's. I bet you the ref might have actually known, now that I think about it. I couldn't tell. No, I can't tell. But that, you're right, Johnny, but, Johnny, I don't know how much of a basketball guy you are. I bet you one of my b-ball heads in here, 90s b-ball head, who was one of the coldest, who was the first Steph Curry before Steph Curry who had a blazing case of Tourette's in the NBA? Who is it? Tell me. Trivia question number one. Because he was wrecking shop with full-blown Tourette's. Who is it? Spit it out then. I could usually tell it. Say it. Anybody know? Boom. And what? Otherwise known as? Chris Jackson, otherwise known as? Yeah. What's his name, though? You guys don't know his fucking Muslim name? You Elijah Muhammad haters? Boom. Mahmoud Abdul Rauf. Well, it's Rauf, not Raf, but fuck it. Rauf. Thank you, WMS. Correcting these punks. Yeah, no, you can't. I don't know who the fuck... I don't know who Mahmoud Raf is, but I know Mahmoud Abdul Rauf. That motherfucker was Curry before Curry. People don't know. Any of you young cats, Eon, go watch him. You probably did, though, because you know who he is. Check out the 3-man with the Tourette's in the UK doc. It's funny as fuck. LSU, you know the deal. That's what I was. I know what you were referring to. I know, Johnny. I know, Johnny. Johnny, I know. You're around my age, so I know you would know who it is. Yeah. Well, YL. I don't know what to call you. LSZ, whatever. It's in his medical records, but who are we to say that refs get privy to medical records? That's just the commission. The ref might not have any idea. That's what I'm telling you. Boxing is all subjective. Some states might tell the ref, some might not. I guarantee you there's no rule that the ref needs to be aware of medical records. You know what I'm saying? Like, and it might not be in the medical records. Because Tourette's is when he's getting examined, if no tics happen, there's no way of knowing. Tics just come and go. You know what I mean? Does Farmer making it 12 diminish Zepeda? I'll be honest with you guys. I was not impressed with Zepeda. He is one of the few exceptions to my KO percentage rule of 70 or above is a KO puncher. He's 85. So you guys know my rule, right? 70 and above is a solid KO puncher in boxing. 80 and above is an excellent KO. So he falls at 85 in the category of excellent, stellar KO puncher. 90 and above is legendary shit. That doesn't happen much for your career. You might get a couple guys at 90 in the beginning, like fucking Berlango was at 100 in the beginning. So at 85%, he is one of the few exceptions to my rule where he does not hit hard. He's a volume puncher, which I believe Beterbiev is a volume puncher. Beterbiev, though, hits harder per punch. Pete Maravich? No, he was not. What? Pete Maravich was a passer. And he was like a Magic Johnson type dude. He didn't shoot like that. He didn't pull up and take threes at half court. He didn't shoot like Rauf. I disagree. Right, it must be, exactly. You guys ever see that girl, that white girl I know you've seen her. The white girl who's like famous on TikTok and Instagram with Tourette's, who goes, "God damn, big old titties." I think it's I hate to say it, but I question if it's real. You ever see her? She's white, but she starts screaming like an old Southern black man sometimes. Out of nowhere, she goes, "So today I'm here. God damn, big old titties." So that's what she says. I'm like, I think she has like an old Southern black guy trapped in her soul, like from the movie Ghost. He just jumped in her body. Clip that. Clip what? She got a TV show? Oh shit. Did she? I feel like it's fake. Am I wrong? Is that bad of me? Does anybody else think it's a little like what? And she screams, "Big old slippery dicks!" Like she says nasty shit. Marco, that body attack was like nothing you've seen before. Farmer took a beating. Yeah, because his Tourette's was freezing his ass. Literally, he was freezing up from the fucking Tourette's. It was weird. That's how she sounds. That's what I'm saying, Mikhail. I think she's full of shit sometimes. Like, why you gotta, you know what she reminds me of? Amy Poehler and Deuce Bigalow. You remember that? She's like Jizz Tank, big titties. Vulva. Remember that? Anybody who's never seen Deuce Bigalow, watch the scene where he's on the date with the girl with Tourette's, and that's what this girl's like. I told you Zepeda's chinny. Chinny? What are you talking about? When you get hit with a grenade and just stare at the person, that's the opposite of chinny, my friend. You sound like you have Tourette's. I'm trying. That's the point of the impression. You seen PBC and Top Rank merging soon? Nah, I didn't see that. Maybe they'll hire me. Daddy needs a job. Bro, she was at the airport screaming about she got a what? Yeah, and let me guess, Mo, the cameras were on her, right? Look at their size, though. Farmers, Phil with Zepeda. Yeah. What up, Bam? Bam, Bam. It was a guy I played basketball against in high school. He used to yell cuss words during the game. There you go. Please speak on the knockdown in the 12th. I would love to hear your thoughts. What knockdown on the 12th? Oh. Fuck. They didn't call it a knockdown, though, right? I don't even remember that fully. There's a Zepeda and Farmer fight. One of them went down. Right. If I remember correctly, who was it? Zepeda looked like he went down, but they didn't call it. I came into the stream and Mark was talking about classic movie. That's a huge. Yup. He knows the deal. That's a huge bitch. Keep it in the circus. He got dropped. Rob Schneider. Yeah, you guys, bro said he got black. I'm telling you, that's what it looks like. Like, why does she talk like that? She's as white as it could be, and she's screaming out in like Southern tongues. Like screaming out how, in my opinion, a dude chilling on the fucking corner in the South would scream at a girl walking by with like big titties. Damn, that's a big titty. And she says wild shit. Wild shit. But she loves yelling, "God damn!" She loves yelling that. I don't know why, but why not yell some white shit? Fly fishing. You know what I mean? Like, why yell some white shit? Avocado toast on brunch. Do that. Oh, why are you yelling about big titties? You're a heterosexual woman. Weird. It's just weird. Talk about her. Yeah. Okay, fine. Let's put it on. Hope I don't get flagged for this. Yeah, I'm talking about her. That's the one. I'm not going to play because I feel like I'll get... What's her name? Balin. Out loud. Yeah, I mean, come on. She has a TV show. Hook pull down. Slip. Nah, they didn't call it a knockdown. Though Zepeda went down clearly from a punch. Where did the punch land? I'm fucking forgetting. She got Eddie Griffin trapped in her soul. That's what it looks like. Farmer pulled him. Yeah, I remember not thinking it was a knockdown, Mikhail. I remember not thinking, like, it didn't even stick in my memory. That's how much it was. It didn't mean much to me. And while Farmer was piecing him up like a jigsaw puzzle, last 2 rounds, he clearly lost the whole fight. Clearly. So it didn't really matter to me, maybe. He pulled him down. Okay. Zepeda slipped. Zepeda's overrated. I'm with you, Erox. Not overrated. He's going to give anybody a problem, but with no power, he's easier to beat than you think. But here's the problem, Erox. He showed that his chin is that of legend. He got hit with some shit that he got hit with a tree-splitting thunderbolt at least 3 times. Hard. Uppercut, I remember at least 2 of them, I think, were, and one was maybe a right hook or a left hook. And just did nothing. Like just kept going. Didn't take a step back. It looked like his eyes might have bobbled for a split second, but the shit reset instant. Like the latest update of fucking... What's the newest Mac shit that they use? See, if I knew my references, I gotta know what I'm talking about here. Sonora? What is it? Sonora. Sonoma. Like the newest update of Sonoma. He just reset like that. Boom! Tevin maybe won 3 rounds. Yeah, wild. Wild. We got to rematch that fight. I'm telling you, it was a knockdown. I watched it 3 times. He still lost the fight, Mikhail. Even if you scored a 10-8, he was whooping his ass the whole fight. It wouldn't have made a difference. So why a rematch? 1 knockdown? Shakur beat Zepeda. I agree, Vlogs. I agree. Zepeda's defense is using his fucking grill piece like a catcher's mitt. That's his defense. So it's not going to go well for him against Shakur, who's just going to be like, bop, 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 and just be out. And Zepeda's feet, his footwork and movement aren't fast enough or tricky enough to keep up with Shakur. Guys, let's try and hit this fucking, this chat goal. Let's try and hit it for once. We haven't hit it in a couple days. We have to rewatch the fight. I'm telling you, there was a knockdown. I believe you, but it doesn't mean that he lost. Zepeda just holding out for Tank. Word. How would a prime Liston look against a prime David Haye? That's a very interesting question. I think David Haye would beat him. I think he's too big. Liston's barely 6 feet. Don't forget. 200-something, 205 pounds. Like, that was a big heavyweight then. Haye was like 220, 6'3", could box. I think Haye would box him. 2-0, and you won a 3rd. Word up. No rematch, Mikhail. But Shakur don't got the output of Farmer. Farmer wasn't outputting that much, though, MPO. Like, he had pockets near the end, but during the middle of the fight, motherfucker would just Tourette twitching. And I'm not saying this disrespectfully, but I mean it. Like, literally, he was Tourette twitching with his hands down, like not even throwing punches. Siesta. Forever. I'm not saying Farmer won. I'm saying Zepeda has a suspect chin. How you figure that when he got hit clean, and went nowhere repeatedly. I don't get it. Sup, Roel? Yeah, but he still lost. So why fight a third fight when he lost so easily? Farmer got a hell of a heart, that's for sure. Hell yeah, that's a fact. Shakur would do Zepeda like Valdez. I agree. So I think Keyshawn beats Zepeda. I don't know. 50-50? Farmer has no power. Nah, he had power. You saw some of the way those shots landed? He had power. He had power in spurts, though. I'm with you. It's not every shot thumping, but he had power. Farmer went down, also ruled slow. Yeah, that's what they're saying. Oh, shit. Half box. Brother. Margarito Cotto won. It's just hard to watch that fight when we know what was likely happening underneath his Reyes gloves. You know what I'm saying? When we know that shit was, his gloves were stuffed and loaded like a Chipotle burrito. And I didn't say burrito because he's Mexican. Okay, even though.
Oh, that's racist.
That's not what I meant. When are you going to go completely bald? I don't know. When the hair falls out. You mean am I going to shave it all the way down? I'm not doing that. Hitman, low chillin'. Let me ask you a question. Are you white, black, Hispanic? What are you? And then I'll answer the bald question. I just want to know what you are first, because I have a feeling you're not white. Garcia, you don't fully understand boxing. Emiliano Vargas is a dog. Yeah, he could fight, but he has to step up his competition. What grade level chance do you give Inoue of beating Tank? C or D? He's too small. Whoever calls Zepeda Farmer 3 needs to have their eyes checked. Puerto Rican. See, I knew it. White people shaving their head clean. We look like one of two things, which I don't want to look like either. We look like we're sick with something that's terminal, or we look like we're Klan members. Or, third one, we look like we're in the movie American History X. White supremacist dudes who love rock. I don't want to look like either of those fucking things. White people cannot shave their head like people of color can do. I'm telling you, I will look awful. That's why I don't shave it. I know we all threw his career away. Valdez isn't spectacular. Nah. You think Norman could make the Sasaki fight? Yeah. Yeah, why not? Could take it? Yeah, why not? No, I'm saying Zepeda isn't as bad as Valdez. No, I'm just saying. It's a question I've been asked before. So I'll address it. I've been asked that before, and that's the reason. I ain't trying to look like I'm leading a Klan rally or dying. So that's why. Where do you have Mayweather all time? Man, that's a good question. Top 10. Top 10. All right, look, Mayweather can arguably be number one. He can arguably number one. I have dudes above him that number one because they had more, like Chavez had way more wins in a row than Mayweather did, right? Over a shorter period of time. Exactly. I'm not trying to look like that. Fuck that. White fudge milk dud? That just sounded mad, hatefully racist to my people.
Oh, that's racist.
I don't know what that means, but it sounded bad. Get a Woody Woodpecker tattoo on your neck and shave your head. How about you get this tattoo on your face and shave your eyebrows and have it just coming right up here like this? Punk. You might just look like you were a former military. Nah, I'm telling you it won't look good. I'm thin, too. If I was like Cock Diesel, maybe. I'm thin. That's not going to look good. Tank Duck Farmer back in 2016. Zepeda need to hurry up and fight Shakur. Tank Duck Tev. Where's my man CJ at? Hitman. Yeah, man. You see Murray, your twin, shaved his head and eyebrows. Yes, I've seen that. He's not my twin, you fucking dipshit. You young. Man, and you're from Brooklyn? And you're from fucking Brooklyn. MPO. You're telling me you never heard one of your uncles or your fucking mother or something say cock diesel. There's no way you never heard that. There's no way. You're from Brooklyn. You never heard that. I want MPO to answer this question forthwith. There's no fucking way one of your uncles or your mother or somebody, your father or whatever, you never heard that. That's bullshit. Nope. No way. And if you haven't, ask them right now. I bet you they'll be like, yeah, cock diesel. They'll know. And it's not cocked, like cocked back and diesel. That's what it comes from. Cock diesel. You fucking kids with your pausing, man. I think Floyd greater than Chavez because he fought many great fighters. Yeah, you might have a point. I get that. And longevity is harder. It's easy. It's harder to remain undefeated with less fights, but over a longer amount of time than it is probably to remain undefeated more fights more frequently. But maybe not. It's hard to tell. CJ is all cap. He turned you off by ghosting you. Yeah, I know Sal. I don't know the rest of them though. I know Sal pretty well. Forthwith, answer it, bro. Did you see Kanye? He's not even answering it. No, man, I don't fucking give a shit about Kanye. Have Murr do the live one. I don't know Murr. I just know Sal. And Sal's another one. Doesn't respond to my fucking text anymore. Him and fucking Schultz for some reason. Maybe when I sell this comedy club and I'm out of the comedy business, they'll fucking be cooler with me. I don't know. Maybe I got a bad reputation in the comedy business. I don't fucking know anymore. I don't really give a shit. Tito versus Faros. That was a good fight. But nobody has mentioned the greatest fight I've ever seen happen to take place in 2006, I believe. Let me see when it took place. I think it was 06. 05. In May 7th, 2005. The greatest fight I've ever seen. I remember watching it live. I remember where I was too. I was living in Queens, Astoria, up in our fucking little studio or walk-up, 4-story walk-up in Queens, watching that shit going nuts. I was active at that point too. I was 28. I was in my prime boxing. Next big fight. If Terrence Crawford beats Canelo, he would be top 10. No. Top 3, no. 10, maybe. I'd have to really analyze it. I don't have any for nothing, man. Nothing. I might have something, a family business that we could maybe take over, but we might have to take over my family business, which is rough. My wife's pops just died, so now he left this bar in Connecticut to her and her brother. So we'll see. Keith versus Porter. Nope, that's not the one I'm talking about. Barrera versus Morales. Nope, that's not what I'm talking about. Bam! Raw Dog got it. Greatest fight ever televised. Greatest fight ever televised. And you're probably right, but who knows? Like I told you, Isaiah, the dude looked big in person. He already said it. What do you think Bud has to defeat Canelo? I think he has to piece him up and learn how to step out the way. I think he has to sharpen his footwork and his sliding out and, his movement. Because Bud's a big, he'll just earmuff it with you right in front of you on some ego shit. But who knows? Maybe Bud at 180 could take those shots from Canelo. We don't know yet. Chavez never waited for his opponents to lose before he fought them. I know Marco got PTSD with bars. No, it's different. What I had it wasn't really a bar. It was an entertainment venue. This is different, but I don't want, Damn, I can't believe I forgot about that fight. You sure did. Bud hasn't fought anyone similar to Nello, plus Nello has been at 160. Yep. Yeah, exactly. It is. It is. That's a fact. Bud has to use the ring, punch in between punches, and counter all fight. Yeah, I'd say that's accurate. What's poppin', Legacy? What's the deals? How a 180 Bud gonna take those shots? That's a case. That's the case, Con. Well, Dave, not everybody is built the same, right? On paper, you're right. He probably should crumble, but we got to wait and see. You guys want to do panel? Yes or no? Every time I do the panel, everybody fucking the viewers drop. I'm just saying. I'm okay to do it, but every time I do it, give me 1 second, guys. Everybody drops. My bad. Ray Leonard has no chance. He's too small for Hagler. Huh? They already fought. I personally would love to see Bud fight at many 154 fights, which would be your favorite. Which would be your favorite fight? Against Bud? Bud against not Virgil? Why not Virgil? They're here for you, not the panel. I think you should bring on the Hangout Spot. I'll bring him on. Where is he? John, you still in here? You want to come in, Johnny? I'll bring him on. Let me message him. Tell him to come on if he wants. Oh, Mikhail said he made a Discord. But don't I need to run the Discord? I'm confused. Don't I need to make it? Where's Johnny? Hangout. Trying to find him. Hangout. Spot. Where is he? No, here he is. I'm here. I want to jump on my panel now. Come in. All right. He just I just messaged him, see if he comes back in. Thoughts on the jab and grab style? Explain to me what the fuck you're talking about. Besides, like, who jabs and grabs? Who? Give me an example of who you mean. By the way, guys, don't forget, we will be auctioning this belt off. So let's get in the raffles because we have to have enough to actually do it. Do you got a non-boxing favorite movie? Yeah, I got a bunch of favorite movies. What's your prediction for Ennis? I got Ennis dominantly winning. I know people think because he didn't look good, but I think he's still that dude. Trinidad versus Hopkins is your favorite? Is your greatest fight of the 2000s? Why? Like, what about it? Hopkins whooped his ass, knocked him out. It wasn't even really competitive. It's like a child fighting an adult. Thoughts on Bud saying Manny was a drug cheat? Be honest. Honest? Who knows? Just like, funny enough, just like this shit that what's his face had a hissy fit over. Ryan, like, who knows? I mean, it's less likely because at least in Manny's case, there was no positive test. You know what I mean? I don't think. Right? Manny never popped dirty. So who knows? It's possible. I get it. Somebody who started at 108 pounds and ended up fighting at 154, basically jumping up 50 pounds on a 5'5", 5'4" frame. Maybe. But he also could have just been a dude that just, he was 18, 17 when he turned pro at 108. People get man strength and develop. So I don't know. I don't like talking about those accusations because you just don't know. You just don't know. That was always my stance. You just don't know. Now, you know if it's in there, but you don't know how it got in there. You don't know if it was intentional, But somebody who's never even tested positive, why are we even bringing that up? What's up, Danny? We could say the same about Bud working with Conti. He's juicing. What we on? What's up, Berto? He never popped dirty, but according to Bud, it's suspicious. Well, that's some shit that he can get sued for. Just like Mayweather got sued. Pacquiao to Mayweather, that's defamation? Defamation. That's defamation of character. There's no proof of that. Why the fuck you saying that? Floyd versus Corrales. That was a good one. Mosley, De La Hoya won. Yeah, those were good. You think we're ever going to get 8? I don't know. I hope Turkey gets rid of a lot of those belts, personally. Floyd versus Gatti, yeah, that was a fucking massive ass whooping. Massive. Massive ass whooping. Matter of fact, let's pay homage to it. Let's play homage to it right now. I call this beautiful violence. This is an old video, so you're going to see the difference in my style. But fuck it, let's do it. This is one of the worst ass whoopings in boxing history, people.
History, Volume 2 of my Beautiful Violence series, Floyd Mayweather versus Arturo Gatti. Atlantic City, 2005. This OG pretty boy version of Floyd was a terror, taking advantage of all opportunities. Floyd's high-power CPU quickly detected a hole in Arturo's defense. Defensively, Gatti waist bends low and leads all the way to his right. Floyd would engage and then quickly step around Gatti, positioning himself behind his back. And then Floyd would fire off shots from that vulnerable angle. Gotti's defensive positioning would leave his right side unprotected. So Floyd was then able to land repeated rights to his grill and breadbasket. Floyd then began adding another layer to this butt-whooping cake by leaping in with his lead left hook. This pretty boy version of Floyd before the hand injuries had serious pop on those punches. By round 4, though, Floyd stopped sticking and moving and planted himself in the pocket. Floyd continued to pivot to his right and machine gun powerful combinations from the perfect angle. Floyd also started sprinkling in some of his patented counter punch magic. And by round 6, it became merciless target practice. Floyd was sledgehammering off creative combinations, tattooing Arturo's head and body. With Arturo's eye ballooned to twice its size, trainer Buddy McGirt was forced to stop the fight. Floyd's attack throughout this fight was vicious, but executed with the precise artistry of Michelangelo.
I mean, what a fucking ass whooping that was. What an ass whooping that was. Yeah, you see my verbiage was different. I wasn't being as entertaining with it. I wasn't making any jokey jokes. So I think I've become better. No? Don't you guys like this version of my videos better than the older version? Thunder versus Lightning, that's what they called it. That's right. Because he was Arturo Thunder Gatti. He got such a merciless... I mean, what I said was perfect. It was merciless target practice. No mercy. That was all some Cobra Kai shit. We mercy is for the weak. We show no mercy here. What is the problem, Mr. LaRusso? That was a miss... Man, it was... Well, hey, so was Gatti versus Gamache. So I guess he got what he, he reaped what he sowed. Appreciate it. Hey, Johnny! There's Johnny. All right, hold on. I'm going to send it to your IG. Okay? Okay, mi gente? You've been requested by the community, Johnny, to come in. So let's bring in Johnny. Let's bring in J-Bone Capone. BK's finest. Hold on. There you go, John. I sent it to your IG. How do you rank the four kings? Well, we just did, John. Were you in it when we did the film study for Hagler and Leonard? And it equivocally, while the fight could have maybe been a draw with 2 swing rounds that I gave Hagler, one was even, one I gave Hagler. I had Hagler winning based on a couple things. So I got to have Hagler because, in my opinion, in my eyes, Hagler beat Leonard. He beat Duran, and he fucking annihilated Hearns. So I would go with Hagler 1, Leonard 2, Hearns 3, Duran 4. Because Duran didn't do any work past lightweight. I mean, he had some random wins, beating Byron Barkley here and there, but past lightweight, the motherfucker would give people a challenge a lot, but would lose. I would say the craziest also good fight was Ali versus Foreman because Ali was a huge underdog. Yeah, he was. He was. The older version is more animated. You talking about me? What are you talking about? Let's go. Fire. All right. Better chance for a historical fighter to win. Ray Robinson versus Floyd or Joe Louis. Better chance for the historical fighter to win. Ray Robinson versus Floyd. Oh, okay. Louis versus heavyweight RJ. Ray Robinson versus Floyd. Joe Louis was barely like 205 pounds and 6 feet, 6'1" maybe. Jones would have ate him up. Roy, matter of fact, you know what? You're making me angry with this.
I must have forgot.
Roy would have been fucking sliding around him like Usher, while just pop, 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 and just sliding like Michael Jackson in Smooth Criminal. Wasn't there, unfortunately. Got to watch it. Chicago, why you stopped making videos? I didn't know we made videos. Duran, highest skill and rising IQ of the four kings by far. All right, you say so. I think Sugar Ray Leonard's and Hagler's IQs were better. Yeah, because I hadn't watched it and I didn't really remember. I wasn't all sure about it. Marco, I hate Leonard. No, I love Sugar Ray Leonard. Sugar Ray Leonard is, in my opinion, probably the greatest welterweight of all time. I think he beats Floyd. He might have even beaten Sugar Ray Robinson at welter, but we've never seen Sugar Ray Robinson welterweight fight. What's good, Sean? I mean, I sent Johnny the fucking thing. I don't know where he's at, but Chinny Roy, all right, you're about to get. Don't make me take your wrench and fucking slap you over the head with it. What up, Marco? What up, El S. Moro? Boom! What's up, Johnny?
What up? What's going on, Marco?
Johnny, New York City coming together, forming like Voltron. What's up?
You already know, bro. What's going on, man? What's going on, chat?
Welcome, Johnny. You were requested, so I was like, fuck it, why not?
I was requested.
Somebody asked me to bring you on. I forgot who it was, but
I feel special, man. I appreciate y'all, man. I appreciate the support, man. What's going on, Big Marco, man? It's been a minute.
Yeah. I mean, I talked to you a lot just in the chat.
Yeah. No, I'm tuning in, man. I'm watching you, man. I'm watching you.
Yeah, I appreciate it too. What up, Marco? Leaving work. What's up, Esse? Oh, all right. Do you think Rocky Marciano could beat Ali, Lewis, Tyson, Foreman, Frazier? And I'll answer this, and you can answer this too. Do I think not Ali, too small? He beat Joe Louis's ass, but that was years later. Tyson, no. Foreman, no. Man, I don't think Ali could beat any of them. I mean, excuse me, Marciano could beat any of them. I think he was just too small. Yeah, he's too small.
Yeah, he was on the smaller side of the heavyweights. I mean, who knows? He may have a shot against Tyson.
Nah.
You don't think so?
Marciano weighed 185 pounds and was 5'10".
That was the heaviest that he was at heavyweight?
Yes. Him and Dempsey are the only two heavyweights in history of the dominant ones to be in the 180s. Dempsey was 185 or 187. Marciano was 185. Tyson was 225, and they were the same height. Tyson would have worked his ass out.
Yeah, but who was the better all-around boxer? Was it Marciano?
No.
You
But
said Tyson?
Marciano was like a rudimentary version of Tyson, in my opinion.
Mm.
He had good defense. He got really low, but Tyson just hit too hard and was too fast. Marciano was slow. You know what I'm saying? He just had that power. And Tyson, as
Right.
we know, had an iron chin.
So I see the chat got you going down memory lane. You guys were talking about the Four Kings.
That's how we do it, man. We like doing some old
And
school shit up in here.
What's good? What's good, chat? What's good?
Is that the guy who got you booted from the boxing voice?
Nope,
What?
wasn't me.
What are you
I had
talking
nothing to do with that.
These people. Go subscribe to Hangout Spot. Yup.
David Garcia, what's going on, man?
The setup with the DHS sign is clean.
There you go. Half boxing. What's going on? Salute, man.
Marciano versus Frazier, 50-50 in my opinion.
I can see that.
Maybe, because they're the same height. Frazier only had the left hook. Okay, I'm with you, Mo.
Yeah. I could definitely see that.
I'm with you. I respectfully disagree. I think Floyd is the greatest welterweight. He cleared the division. I think he was also too smart for Ray. Well, OC Shorts. Sugar Ray Robinson went 129-1, and his one loss was to a fucking middleweight, which was Jake LaMotta, the Raging Bull. At welterweight, he was, I believe, 120-0. How the fuck is Floyd better than that? And he was doing 15 rounders. And he was fighting once a fucking week sometimes. Just asking.
That's a very interesting debate because it seems like everybody is quick to compare Ray Leonard against Floyd Mayweather. Like that's the most common.
I'm talking about Sugar Ray Robinson, by the way, but go ahead.
Oh, Sugar Ray Robinson. You're talking
Robin. Now Ray didn't go no 129.
Oh, okay. No, I thought because most times when you talk to people about Floyd, they always bring up Sugar Ray Leonard. They would have loved to see a dream match between him and Sugar Ray Leonard. I would have loved to see that, man. That would have been insane, man.
Oh, yeah. And I think Leonard would have beaten – I think there's only two fighters, in my opinion, that would have beaten Floyd. Leonard. And who's the other one? Fuck. Purnell. Those are the two I think could have beat Floyd. That's
okay.
It.
No, it's a good argument, man. I'm old school, so I'm gonna – I'm biased. I'm old school. I'm an old man. Marco knows that. So I'm always going to lean towards the older guys. I just also think it was a different era of boxing, but you can't compare. Like every era is different. That's why when people say the greatest of all time, I think you gotta look at eras, man. It was different in each and every era. But nah, interesting debates, man. The chat is cooking, man. Your chat is always cooking, though, Marco. I ain't gonna front, man.
I'm trying, man. I'm trying to build this shit. I'm trying to build it like Voltron. I think. We saw Sugar Ray Leonard fight Floyd Sr. Now, I know Sr. isn't Junior. We know. But there's a similarity in the style, and he baked his ass. Baked him like some Pillsbury cookies. Like, baked him.
For sure.
But would that have translated to his son? Probably not. Maybe. What do you think?
Nah, I don't think so. Again, Floyd was a gifted fighter defensively. I mean, the thing that I love about Floyd the most is his reflexes, man. His reflexes, his timing, his counterpunching. I mean, there's just so much more to Floyd than defense. It seems like the first thing that everybody talks about with Floyd is defense, man. He wasn't a heavy hitter, obviously, but he had that. A lot of fighters said he had that sting, like that sneaky little sting power.
Well, Floyd at Pretty Boy Floyd was a knockout.
Oh, Pretty Boy Floyd was a beast, man. The one that beat Gatti.
The one Gatti, the one who beat Krause. Hey, Sean, this is interesting. Pernell Chavez, okay. Frankie Randall? The surgeon?
Yeah, I don't know about Frankie Randall.
He's the first man to officially drop and beat Chavez. Okay. Is that why you're saying this, Sean? Or you think, what do you see in Frankie Randall? Like, he was a good fighter, but he was nothing special. Pernell was 5'6". Was he? I know he was a little taller than that, but of course, Johnny. If Spence would have beat Crawford, would we still be talking about Bud today? I don't know. Depends how we beat him. If they rematched,
Exactly.
There's a whole scenario that can unfold.
For sure.
Floyd would have outworked Ray Leonard. I don't know if you watch enough Ray Leonard, young man. Y'all must have forgot Meldrick Taylor. What about him?
Mm.
What about
Another gifted fighter, man. Another gifted fighter in his era, man.
Plant Berlanga?
He's most known obviously for the Chavez fight, but Meldrick was a beast, man.
He was no joke, but he conceivably lost his career in that one fight. Mentally.
Yeah. Absolutely.
Berlanga Plant. I don't know, man. Probably not. I don't
Who
think
knows,
Berlanga
man? I don't know. I'm the only fearful. The only reason why I'm fearful of that is like Edgar. He might overprice himself, man. He might overprice himself the
You
way
saw
he
the video
values
he just put
himself.
out?
Yeah. I saw
He's
that.
like,
I'm
I'm
an
gonna
Edgar
get
guy. Edgar's my
30
dude, man. But I don't.
M's. Yeah.
Yeah, I don't necessarily agree with that, man. But he's my guy, and I'm always gonna have his back. But yeah, that was a little bit overbearing.
Yeah, it was
And
wild.
Gabe Rosado said the same thing when we talked to Gabe on the Boxing Voice that evening. He said that Berlanga is the type of person that will overvalue himself to the point where people will walk away from him at the negotiation table, man.
Because you got guys like Ness being like, "You're the greatest." Like, slow your roll, man. Like,
There's how can I say this? There's a method to his madness.
yeah. Well, I know.
I'll just say that.
No, I know. He knows how to stir the pot, and no, I know.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
Yeah, there's a method to his madness, and that's why Ness is good at what he does, man.
Yeah.
Speaking of Ness, Mo, I don't really want to get into what happened that day, but it was funny, Marco, because I wasn't watching.
Uh-huh.
I was actually away, on a work trip, right? So I get all these DMs on Monday night. I think that was on a Monday or whatnot. Telling me, yo, you got to bring Marco up. You got to interview Marco. We got to get Marco's taking what happened. I'm like, well, what the hell happened? Like, I didn't even know what the hell happened.
I mean, did you ever see it?
Yeah, I saw. Well, Two Tone did a live that night, and that was another.
He went. Yeah, he called me, but I was busy. He called me.
He tried. I think he tried to call you live to get you on the phone, and you didn't pick up or whatnot. But so his chat was going crazy. Like, Joe Johnny, you got to get Marco. I'm like, nah, man, I'm not doing that, man.
What I don't understand about that is like this motherfucker does this with everybody at some point. Why is this so crazy? I don't get it. Like,
yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Like,
man.
literally almost everybody, anybody who speaks up at all. You got some people who are real passive and that won't happen, but anybody who speaks, it happens all the time. It's just, I don't get why it was that big of a deal. It was extreme.
And it's not the first time you guys have went at it on a debate. I mean, it was the first time that obviously that happened.
It's the first time that, and to me, yeah, and it was a complete overreaction, and it was an extreme overreaction. It was like, I was actually surprised. I was like, wait, did he really just kick me off for this? Like, nothing even, like, I get if I was like, fuck your mother, fuck you. I wasn't doing all that. Like, what the fuck? It was weird.
Yeah.
So I was like, I chalk it up. People have bad days. People have bad days, and people, whatever. But I don't take disrespect very lightly. So like, I want to talk like the way I came up at least. You have a problem with somebody, you hash it out in private, one way or another, and then either you squash it or you don't. But you got to hash it out first.
Yeah, y'all guys got to talk that out, man.
I'm saying I hit him up that day, called him and texted him like, yo, call me, get back to me. He hasn't done it yet, so.
Yeah, you got to let this shit marinate. But I will tell you, somebody in the chat the other day brought you up on a call. And he was like, "Nah, that's my man's, or whatever." Like, he's not, you're not dismissed by any means, but I would just let it marinate for a little while.
Why would I be? I didn't do anything. You know what I'm saying? Like, of course. It's like, what if he's that crazy? Then good riddance anyway. If he's just like dismissed, like that's out of control. But yeah,
that's a strong personality, man. He's a strong personality. I had Ringwalk Danny on with me yesterday.
That motherfucker would get shit on repeatedly. I don't know how we put up with it.
They had some legendary back and forths, man. And then while I was talking to Danny, Bill Haney jumped on. I had a surprise visit from Bill Haney. It was a dope interview. But
that's cool.
I say that to say that after Danny jumped off and I was doing what you're doing with the chat, people were talking about it. And obviously they brought up your situation. And I'm like, Ness is Ness is who he is. That's his platform. I said, if people are gonna come on there with the intention of thinking that they're going to out debate Ness or beat him in a debate, it's not going to happen. Even if you do beat him, he's not going to concede
That's
being
a
defeated.
fact.
And I love Ness. Y'all know I love Ness, man.
That's a
He's done a
fact.
lot for me. He's a brother to me, but I'm gonna keep it 100. I would tell him the same thing though. I would go on the panel and I would say the exact same thing. Even if you beat him in a debate, you're not going to win. It's a lose-lose situation.
Well, that's not a very good open platform then, if that's the case. You know what I'm saying? Like,
But you know what it is, Marco?
it's not about winning. It's about I disagree. Like usually it's like I disagree. Okay, let's move on. That I'm
Right.
okay with, but disrespecting somebody, shutting them down, nah. You know what I mean? Like you don't have to say, okay, you're right, I'm wrong. Fine, move on. Agree to disagree. That's a
yeah.
What
No,
are we
no,
in the
listen, it got
communist
a little bit
republic
too.
of
It went a
Britain?
little too far. It went a little too far. I
Oh, yeah,
get
of
it,
course
but
it did.
at the end of the day, we're all brothers. Things will play itself out. I'm sure you guys will be fine. But the community was all freaking out. Get Marco up on here. We need his side of the story. Blah blah. And I'm like, man, I'm not doing that, man.
Side of the story. Like it was obvious the dude had a fucking temper tantrum and kicked me off. Like it was that simple.
And that's just funny, man.
No, I mean, right? It's not like
I
there's
had to
some,
watch that shit twice. I was dying, Marco.
it's not some like deep. I mean, and the truth is, I probably made him feel a little dumb, but it's like, yo, he does that to people all the time. If you can't swallow it,
Yeah, no,
Don't
I get it,
show
but
it.
I will tell you the Devin Haney, Ostery, Ryan Garcia topic is a very, very touchy subject at the Boxing Voice, bro.
and that's a problem. Like, come on, man. Like shit, it shouldn't be so biased. You know what I mean?
Hey, listen, I
You
get
know,
it.
Like
I
my
get it.
thing was, I remember asking at one point, I was like, "Yo, if they fought and Ryan was clean, would Devin Haney definitely have won?" He said yes. That's when
He
I was
believes-
done.
yeah, he
I'm like,
believes
how
that.
could you say anybody will definitely win? But come on, how could you say anybody will definitely win in boxing anytime? You can't.
This is why the rematch is so anticipated, man. Because
Yeah.
there's a lot of people like Ness that believe if Marco, you hear me? If Marco wasn't on Austrian, I was about to say that shit. Shout out to the chat. Y'all cooking, by the way, because I can actually see the chat on the screen. But if Ryan wasn't on Austrian, it would be a different story. So this is going to get us to that conclusion. Are these people right?
Well,
Are they
the
wrong? Are we
problem
going to see the
is-
same result?
The problem is, Johnny, these fucking guys have these fights happening, and they could lose. Both of them could lose. I'm not
Right.
saying they will, but they could. And then what happens?
You're right. You never know. This is boxing, man.
I
This is
don't know
boxing.
why Turkey did that. I don't understand why he did that, but whatever. Like in terms of putting a fight before the biggest rematch, and that's a huge rematch because of the whole scandal.
Yeah. No doubt. I mean, realistically though, they're both going in as the favorites. So on paper, and again, I know boxing, doesn't play out on paper, but on paper, they're supposed to win. So we'll see what happens, man. Me and Bill actually did touch upon that a little bit. I wanted to get a little bit more in depth. I'm going to try to get him back on in the next week or so. Because
I have his number. Like I directly have his number, and that he doesn't respond very readily, but you could try.
Yeah. We're gonna give it a shot, but because he's an interesting interview, man. He doesn't disappoint, man. He does not disappoint.
He's another one. Method to his madness. He knows what he's doing. He stirs that pot with precision.
That's why those guys are good at what they do, man. Like I'm learning this shit on the fly.
Yeah, but you have to be like me. I would never you don't think I could stir a pot if I wanted to?
Yeah, I'm not a big pot stirrer either.
I'm here. You're in the chat. Like I want to have fun. I don't want people screaming at each other and fuck you this and you bitch ass this. Like, come on.
Nah, that's not how I operate on my show. I like to read the chats like you. I like to show everybody love, respect. It's all about we all family at the end of the day.
Right.
But you know the deal, Marco. That type of shit sells.
I guess so.
Reality TV. Look how big reality TV is. Go look at an episode. I don't watch them, but go look at an episode of Desperate Housewives or whatever the hell those are, New Jersey Housewives and all that stuff, man. People like all that drama shit, man.
Yeah. Nah, I mean, I guess. I don't know. It's not my. Yeah, I'm surprised in how much. What do they call that? Rage bait, right?
Yeah, something like that.
Something. Yeah, I'm surprised, but we're gonna have to see if this rematch even happens. I don't know what to expect. I thought Haney was gonna wax him in the first fight.
I picked Haney. I mean, you know what, Marco? I was telling people close to me, like, make me a bet. I bet you Ryan doesn't even show up because he was tripping out. I'm thinking this dude's gonna end up going to rehab a week before the fight. He's gonna get arrested. Like something's gonna go down because Ryan was crashing out. So I'm thinking this guy, even if he does show up, he's not gonna have the mental capacity to
I'm
be able to
saying.
beat a boxer like Haney. And look at what he did.
And the way he was acting did not hold well against his claim that he wasn't on steroids. I'll tell you that. He was acting like a fucking whack job. But again,
yeah.
who the fuck knows? Who knows? Who knows? I mean, we know what was in him. We don't know what who knows? Yeah, I don't know. It'll be interesting to see the rematch. Really
Absolutely,
interesting.
man. I can't wait for it. But they got to take care of business first, man. May 2nd. Make sure y'all check it out. Times Square. Something's never been done, man.
You gonna be there? Oh no, you're in Florida.
No. I'm not coming down for that because I heard Ness was talking about it the other day. They will have about 300, 400 seats or something like that, but that's by invite.
Well, I'm
So it'll
talking
be
to my man
celebrities.
Shaq, and you better believe I'm getting invited.
So if you can get invited, I would definitely go, man. That's history in the making. It's never been done.
I don't see. I'm trying to get on. I'm trying to work with them, right? I got to talk to Shaq again because Shaq is directly working with Turki Al-Sheikh too. He had him on for some reason. Whatever. He has him in there doing shit with them. So I'm gonna try and. I don't see how I won't at least get one of those seats, even if just to watch. But I want to be involved, But I'm trying. I'm trying hard, man. I'm really trying. I'm hard.
It'd be dope. So yeah, other than the 300 seats, then you're gonna have 1 million people, lining up outside of Times Square like New Year's Eve. Like I'm not trying to.
I don't think it's going to be that big, Johnny. I don't think it's going to be anywhere near as big as New Year's Eve turnout.
Man.
Hell no. Hell.
I'm
we'll
telling you,
revisit
Marco,
this on May 3rd.
It's free. And it's never been done. And look at the names that they have on it. Ryan, Tio, Tev. I mean, it's
look at the
not
names for who though? The names for boxing fans, which is a small portion of the world's population.
We're gonna see how many because you're not just talking about New York, the Bronx, Brooklyn, all the boroughs. You're gonna have people from Jersey.
I'm telling
Jersey
you,
coming down.
We'll revisit this on the 3rd, but I'm gonna guess it's gonna do not even a quarter of what Times Square does. Not even a quarter.
Damn, all right.
That's my guess. And don't forget, I grew up there. Like I grew up on 50th Street and 11th. So I would walk all the way up because I'd have to go to the train, which is on 7th or Broadway. So when you hit Broadway, I look to my right and Times Square is 8 blocks down. Literally on 50th Street, where I lived, there was already it was maybe the people were almost that far out for New Year's. That's how far back it goes. It's almost fucking 8 blocks.
So the $1 million question that I ask every New Yorker, including myself, people have asked me this. I was born and raised in Brooklyn. Being from New York, have you ever been to a New Year's Eve in Times Square?
Once, and not what you think. My man, I was cool with. I tell people this: growing up in Manhattan, right, is different than you grew up around a lot of famous people, right? I grew up you got famous, like Tommy Hilfiger's fucking son went to school with me. Like you got maybe not the famous people directly, but sometimes their siblings, their kids. Point being, I grew up with Duke Ellington. You know who Duke Ellington is, the famous jazz musician?
Yeah. I remember.
Don't mean a thing if you ain't got that swing.
Yeah.
So I grew up with his grandson.
Mm-hmm.
So he somehow was able, because of who he is, he runs the Duke Ellington Orchestra. He was able to get me tickets for New Year's Eve when Giuliani was president, Times Square New Year's Eve thing. But it's not what you think. I wasn't out there with all the fucking clowns freezing and elbow to elbow. It was it was like a private area inside in one of the buildings that are all looking at the ball dropping. So and we went down just when it dropped, and it was a private area. So the point is, I did it, but it wasn't the typical bullshit that most people go through when they do it. Because I wouldn't do that.
So I know what you're talking about because my wife used to work in Times Square, and it was their I forget what building. Anyway, she worked for Ernst & Young back then, the law firm, and they used to allow their employees access to, like, I don't know, the 20th floor, whatever it was, to bring their families and stuff, and they can watch the ball drop from there, not with all the maniacs and the lunatics on the street. So I almost went to one because of that. What I was referring to was with all the lunatics. Have you ever done that?
Fuck no. No one from New York does that.
That's what I'm trying to tell you, man, because people ask me that all the time, and I'm like, hell no. And they're like, dude, like, you're from New York. How could you never have done that? I was like, bro, New Yorkers don't do that shit. There's too many people out there, man. I'd rather watch it on TV.
I've been to the Empire State Building only once, actually twice. The second time was for the Garcia and Haney presser. Otherwise, I would never want to go to the top of the Empire State Building anymore. I went to the World Trade only twice. I've been to the Statue of Liberty only once. Like, we don't do that shit a lot.
Yeah, I've done that because of school trips. when I was
That's
younger.
why I went.
That was it. But
Yeah.
nah, I'm not interested in that, man. But people make fun of me over about that all the time. I'm like, what's so weird about that? Like, I tell them, I'm like, if you ever run into a New Yorker, a native New Yorker, ask them the same thing. I guarantee you, they're probably gonna tell you what I said.
Yeah, hell no, we don't go to that shit. And me, it's even worse because I grew up literally a 5-minute walk. So I would have to walk through it and I'd even be more annoyed, which would make me even more resistant to go anywhere near it. Because I'm like, oh, these fucking people are annoying. Get the fuck out the way.
Exactly, man. I ain't dealing around all those people acting
so
up, drinking.
I don't think it's going to be anywhere near like that, though. We'll see.
We'll see. I can't wait. And that's the thing about this, right? It's the element of surprise. We don't know what to expect. I will tell you, they're going to have to double police detail, security. I mean, it's going to be absolutely insane over there. Absolutely insane.
It's that crazy, man. I think.
All right.
Yes,
We'll
my man Superman knows. He's from Brooklyn. I don't think it's gonna be that crazy. I think we're in a boxing room right now.
Yeah. What is the chat thing? Are they agreeing with me? Are they agreeing
only
with
like
you?
3 of them in here that are actually New Yorkers that would know.
Okay.
But
All right.
boxing is not that big compared to everything else in the earth. Like for us, it's our life. But for most people, I don't think it's not going to be that fucking packed. I really don't think
That's a good point. I just look at it like this, Marco. Like New Yorkers, they'll latch on to anything that's free, that's popular. Like you don't even have to be a baseball fan, but if the Yankees are in the World Series, you got people from all over New York. They're gonna wear Yankee hats. If the Knicks make it to the finals, they're not basketball fans, but now they're basketball fans. Like it's a bandwagon. It's a bandwagon city, and I'm not saying that in a bad way. Again, I'm from New York, chat. It's just when something big happens in the city, like everybody will want to latch on and be a part of it. That's how I look at it.
I agree with you. I just think that it matters what basketball and baseball have a long history. Nobody, but a lot of people, man, I'm telling you, the majority, if you walk Times Square right now and ask the majority of people, do you know who Ryan Garcia is? They're going to say no. I bet you 80% won't know who he is, at least. At least.
Well, is it, now that you say that, doesn't that play a part in it? Like New York City people want to know, like, who are these guys that are fighting the first time in Times Square? I don't know who they are, but I got to go check it out.
There's going to be a lot of that. Maybe like, what is this? And then they're just going to bounce. You got dudes.
Can't wait, man.
You got dudes spray painted in gold, fucking roboting in New York. Like they'd rather look at that shit than some fucking. I don't know. We'll see though.
It's going to be interesting, man. It's going to be interesting, man.
If everyone does it, it'll be more. I mean, we'll see. Let's see what we got going on. I went to Kodo Judah ringside, and there was nothing but thug Crips. Word?
I actually went to that fight too, but again, Ernst & Young, my wife worked there, and a friend of hers had, I guess, worked for a lawyer that had a suite at the Garden, so we actually had access. Probably the only times at Madison Square Garden I had access to a suite for that fight. It was that fight.
Nah, Mo, I disagree with you, man. Doesn't matter if tourists or not. The majority of the world doesn't know shit about boxing and doesn't care. That's why MMA is a bigger sport in America than boxing is. I'm telling you. But it behooves me for it to be big. I want it to be big. I just don't see that happening. I don't think it's going to be dead. Don't get me wrong. It'll be a good turnout, but I don't think it's going to be Times Square level type shit. Nah. I mean, a New Year's Eve level type shit. Nah. Am I going to watch? I'm going to try and get in. If I get those media passes, I want to get in. Here in Florida, when the Lightning won the Stanley Cup, hockey fans popped up everywhere. Well, yeah.
You see what I'm saying?
That's NHL, though. The NHL
that's Florida
than boxing.
Yeah, but NHL is not popular.
It's bigger than boxing.
As popular.
I think it's bigger than boxing. Maybe not. Maybe close.
Oh no, man, that's debatable. Yeah, I think.
Yeah, that is debatable. That one's debatable. But basketball, football, and baseball way bigger. Murder crime rate is high in New York. Most people know the risks and can't have a ratchet on them. Yeah, maybe. Security,
man. Yep. Mo Brains nailed it. See, that's my argument.
Maybe.
It's free.
Yeah, that might be a point. New York City is a very safe place. Hey, Alex, do me a favor and zip it up.
Mr. Sarcastic.
Yeah, right. How far does he live from? You guys live close to each other? He's in Florida somewhere. I don't know where the fuck.
I don't know. I think I want to guess. I don't know exactly where. Vega, let me know, man. Hit me up. And maybe an hour and a half, I'm thinking.
Bori. That's right, Bori. What part you from, by the way? Yeah, 80% will be tourists because that's all that's in Times Square. It's not going to be something that the majority of people choose to go to. There's going to be a core of people like me who go on purpose. I think the majority is going to be the tourists that are just like, oh, what is this? You know?
Yeah. That's true. There will be a lot of them, man. I'm trying, Vega, man, reach out to me. I'm trying to get Vega to come over, man. We could do a fight, a fight
Is he
night, man.
close to you? I
Fights
didn't hear
together.
what you said.
Crazy terrorist better not fuck it up.
Better bring your black Air Forces.
Camempo.
Bronx. Damn, the
Down,
Bronx.
baby.
Just got an email invite to attend the May 2nd, third row. Huh?
Whoever this is got invited.
No, you didn't. Did you? Are you fucking around, ID? Are you serious?
Well, then ID must know somebody that knows somebody, because I hear it was like a celebrity list or something like that.
Or he's just fucking around because we're talking about it right now. So will them sneakers and jewelry be free to snag? Yep, they will be. Hold it down for me for a second. I'll be right back.
There you go, man. It's gonna be crazy, man. But it'll be interesting. And this is exactly what I said on my show, man. We are entering the element of surprise. We don't know what we're gonna get, which is why it's so damn intriguing, man. But me and Marco doesn't seem to think it'll be as big as it is. I think it's gonna be crazy because it's a first, and it's free in New York City. So but man, y'all chat. Marco's chat is always cooking, man. I appreciate y'all having me here. Y'all already know the deal. If you have not subscribed to the Hangout Spot, make sure you subscribe, man. We got hella interviews. We do shows on Tuesday nights, Thursday nights, 9 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, sometimes on Sunday or even a Wednesday, depending on what guests we have. Yesterday, we had Ringwalk Danny and Bill Haney. So make sure y'all check me out as well. We all family. Did Marco just leave me here by myself?
I'm here.
Okay, there you go. I thought you left me here with your group here, even though we all family. But I'm like, what the hell is Marco doing, man? It's like leaving me in his house by himself. Like,
what's up, Joe
Pilot? What's going on, brother?
Boston. Never felt safer than walking around Midtown. I mean, that's actually true. Parts of it, I'll tell you that. That's a fact. I don't know. He might be being sarcastic, but it is not dangerous anymore, really. We fight for Jordans. Imagine what people do for a free fight. Jordans are not boxing. Telling you. Real street people know the risks in these NY streets. That shit is, come on, man. It was a lot worse back in the day. It's a lot better now. Yeah, I work at daycare, and they're going to be hosting the event, and I'll be sitting third row with all the parents. You're in New York, Adi? What the fuck is daycare? What are you talking about? Does that make any sense? I don't understand that whole message at all.
He works at I don't know what that would have to do with this event. Maybe I'm Maybe
they're all sections of NYC that are dangerous. Absolutely, Vega. That's
of course, everywhere too. Good point, Vega. Everywhere you go.
I was just watching you with Ringwalk Danny. I'm assuming that's for you.
Yes, sir. Appreciate you, Jersey Bob. And Vega put something up there that said we're 3 hours away. I didn't think we were that far away from each other.
Damn. Okay.
Shit.
Buffalo is more dangerous than NYC. Nah, not East New York.
We still got to hook up, Vega. It's only 3 hours. Only a car drive, bro.
Beat his ass in person. Just give him a vicious beating.
Who, Vega?
Yeah, knock the sarcasm out of him.
Nah, Vega could fight, bro.
Yeah, he's not bad.
I can't fight no more, man. I'm old.
Did you ever fight? I forgot.
No, I used to spar and stuff in the neighborhood, stuff like that. Nothing, I never did amateur or anything like that. Just fight in the street and stuff like that. But I wasn't really a street fighter like that, I hung out with the group when I was growing up. I hung out with the group that nobody really wanted to mess with.
Uh-huh.
So nobody really messed around with me like that.
Uh-huh. How old are you?
50.
Okay, you got me by a couple of years. Close enough, though. When you went to high school in Brooklyn?
Yeah, Bushwick High School.
Okay, because some dudes, I went in Manhattan, but we had a lot of dudes who would come from Brooklyn, or I thought maybe we went to the same school because that's happened a bunch of times. I was walking through the Tenderloin District in Frisco the other day. It made Midtown feel like Disneyland. Tenderloin District in Frisco. Never heard of it. Sounds mad fruity. Fruity. I promise you, no one is going to beat my ass. I will beat your ass.
Vega, I won't beat your ass. I'm too old, bro.
I'll be babysitting Ryan Garcia's son, Devin Haney. Johnny, I'm pocket watching you, so you got to have long bread to live in Winter Park, Orlando.
So Joe that's funny. He's pocket watching me, man. It won't be fun pocket watching me, man. I'm not rich, and no, I don't live in Winter Park. I live in Winter Haven, so I live about 45 minutes from Orlando, but I'm in Orlando all the time.
The fuck does that mean? I don't even know what that means. Buffalo is wild, but the East and Brownsville still have their craziest. Yeah, East New York is wild.
Grew up right next to East New York and Brownsville, man.
Where'd you grow up? What part you grew up in?
Bushwick.
Yeah, Bushwick used to be fucked up too.
Bushwick was bad. Bushwick High School was crazy when I went there, man. It's changed. It's a lot of white people now, man. And I'm not saying that in bad, you know what I mean? It's just when I was growing up, there was a lot of Hispanics and black people. Now it's it's diverse. It's very, very diverse.
Yeah, man, these crackers taking over. It's an area in San Francisco.
You said it, not me, man.
I can say it. You can't.
You could say that, yeah.
Where is the craziest place y'all want to see a fight? I liked
Disneyland would be dope.
I like the Coliseum. I'm not into that whole what they're doing in Alcatraz. That's fucking weird. But the Coliseum, dude,
Disneyland would be dope.
Nah, I think the Coliseum is doper because it has a long history of brutal warriors.
Oh, you're talking about the Roman?
Yeah, that's what he's talking about, doing it in the Coliseum.
All right, I see what you're saying.
I don't know
that would be crazy.
How the Italian government would let him go in there, because you put a lot of people in there, they're bound to damage that's a historical site. You know what I'm saying? You can't have people sitting in that. Have you ever been to the Coliseum? I've been there.
No.
I was in Rome once. I was there, and they let tons of tourists. But I feel like if you pack it in for a fight, people are going to get rowdy. They're going to damage shit. You know what I mean?
Yeah. Of course. I mean, I get it. He said the moon. I don't know how that would fare.
Yeah, that probably wouldn't work. I live in Bartow. I don't know what that means.
Florida.
Oh, Big Bay's coming for you, Vega.
Ooh, Vega.
Okay, sorry, got my winters confused. I was about to say, let me know if you need a cameraman. I could stay. Wait, I thought Pilot's in Boston.
Yeah, I didn't know you were in Florida, Joe Pilot.
Thought you're in fucking.
We gotta connect, bro. We gotta connect one day.
He's got to come into a lot of.
and Vega.
He's going to come into a lot of right hands and left hooks. Then gentrification. That's what they call it. That's what they call the whiterification.
Oh, that's what did I call it? What did I say? Diverse.
Yeah, I mean that's same shit. Birmingham is the safest part of it. Where the fuck is that?
That's Alabama, I believe.
You two should do shows once a week. You're both the more engaging streamers on boxing. Gracias. You
Appreciate that, man. Yo, anytime Marco invites me on, man.
Yeah, I'll bring you on more.
You do so you do every night night, or
I do twice a day, baby.
All right.
I do
well,
2
I do a
p.m.
couple
and
times a
10
week
p.m.
at 9, but you go on late. You go on later than me.
I go on
can
10.
Jump on with you.
Yeah, I go on at 10. My fight, and sometimes, why is your fight in jeopardy? Because you're scared.
Damn, Vega. Vega, you gonna let him talk to you like that, bro?
Vega's like, he's so cute. He's scared. Nah, he can fight. Actually, he can fight. I've seen him.
I got to see Vega fight, man. I've never seen him. Is there anything on the Boxing Voice?
Yeah, he had the last Border Wars fight, and I'm not trying to shit on him. I mean, the guy he fought was well below his skill level, like well below. And Vega just opened up on him, and the dude just got overwhelmed, and it wasn't really much of a fight back to Vega. But that being said, I'm still not shitting on Vega because he still looked good doing it.
So, Vega, can you send me a link or something of one of those on Border Wars, if you can?
I want to see Gervonta versus Lamont 2 in the White House, surrounded by J6ers.
At the White House.
The fuck's a J6er? And Zelensky. I don't follow politics at all, so that whole reference went over my head. Y'all two make a pretty good duo. Real boxing talk.
Tutti frutti.
New York.
Tutti frutti.
All right, sorry. Yeah, man, I agree. I like his energy. You went there when was terrible. Bushwick used to be a horror school.
Horror show.
Oh, I know.
Superman's
from. Where are you from? Superman? I forget where he's from. Brooklyn. I forget what part. What part from? You from again, Soup? I forgot. I think it's like
Bushwick. If he knows about Bushwick, we couldn't even listen. We had a playground where the baseball team couldn't even practice there. We had to practice in Harlem Park because of all the crack vials and shit. And they used to hang out. The drug dealers used to hang out in the park at nighttime.
You don't even like. People don't understand. You don't even know. Yeah, thank you, Adi. Appreciate it. You don't even know how bad Hell's Kitchen was during the crack era. Like, I know you guys in Brooklyn and Bronx, people think Brooklyn, Bronx. I'm telling you right now, Manhattan was the fucking worst.
Nah,
Worse
but
than
New
all
York
that.
in general. New York in general, man.
But
During the crack,
Manhattan,
I grew up in the crack era.
let me tell you why Manhattan was worse. I always tell people this, and let's see if you agree with me. You dudes, for the most part, it was almost community based. Like, you knew the dudes in your building. A lot of you knew each other. Am I wrong? In Brooklyn.
Yeah.
Okay. New York City, we had people from your borough, from the Bronx, from Staten. Everybody's coming in, doing wild, dirty shit and leaving. So nobody's held accountable. People could do what they want. It was like a Wild West. That's why Manhattan was worse, because you had all these motherfuckers coming in and shitting everywhere. And at least where you're from, like, something happens, you ask a couple people, you'll find who did it. Not where I'm from. I'm fucked. That's why it was worse.
It's funny you say that, because now that I think about it, growing up, it's almost like we treated Uptown as its own. Like, I didn't go Uptown unless I needed to.
You're talking Harlem,
and Manhattan.
Yeah.
I didn't go there unless I needed to, but I used to frequent Queens on the train. I used to frequent, the Bronx if I needed to get into the Bronx, which is crazy, right? Because that's a long ride. But it's just Manhattan is different. Like, you didn't, at least me, I didn't go into those parts unless I had to. And I didn't have friends in Manhattan. All my friends were in Brooklyn, Queens.
That's what I'm trying to say, man. So like with us, it was worse because everybody came to do dirt and then left. So nobody was ever going to get caught. You couldn't get it was way worse. I'm telling you. And you had all the tourists on top of it. And it was way worse. So, but whatever. The crack was bad. Here's a true story, Johnny. I brought a crack vial to show and tell as a child. True story.
No way.
It was empty. Yeah, I saw it on the street. I'm like 7, 8 years old, and I see all these, Nancy Reagan, like, crack is white. They're talking about crack. I'm a child. I don't know what it means. I just know people are talking about it. So I see the vial. I'm like, ooh, this is what's on all those commercials. I come home. I go to school. I show it. I never forget this. The teacher was like, oh, yeah, you took it out of my hand. You probably don't want to touch that. And that's when it hit me that it was bad.
Wow.
That's the kind of shit we were coming up with during the crack era.
I believe it, because, like I said, I used to see him on the ground all the time. All the time, man.
I had crackheads living in my building. My shit was rough.
Yeah, the block that I lived in wasn't as bad, but and it was one of those blocks, and we were talking about this on my show the other day. I forget who I was talking about it with, but like, everybody's parents looked out for everybody else's kids. So while we were on the block, we were good, right? Like, anything we did, you had so-and-so that lived on the 3rd floor. She would go down, hey, you better stop doing what you're doing. I'm going to go tell your mother, right? So we all knew we needed to keep it, PG rated in the block. But then when we were out of the block, it was like all hell broke loose.
And I'm going to tell you, in Hell's Kitchen, there was zero sense of community.
Really?
Everybody stuck to them. Zero. Everybody.
That's what's different. The hood, it was opposite. I mean, where I live, that was opposite.
Right. Because, okay, let me rephrase. There was a sense of community of the people who lived there, but the problem was mad people who didn't live there were always there. Whereas in your neighborhoods and most other boroughs, you usually see people you know. You know what I'm saying? That was the difference.
All the time.
Yeah, that was the difference. Manhattan was always flooded with all kinds of dirty shit. And, also businessmen, just everything.
Did you live in the projects?
No, I grew up in a tenement, fucked up, beat up old tenement.
Because usually the projects is like that too, because there's so many different apartments. Like, we grew up where I grew up at, which my mother still lives there, by the way. It's crazy. Like, we can't get her out of there. She's like a staple. No, not the projects. They were like
government subsidized.
They were like, but there were 6 family, like 3 floors, two
government
apartments.
Subsidized or no?
Huh?
Were they government subsidized or no?
No, not back then. They weren't. Okay. No. But my mom, they're probably gonna build a statue over there. My mom, because she's been there like forever. She's like a legend over there.
Nah, see, even where I grew up, the projects were actually a little bit better than tenements, because the projects had that sense of community. Like, all the dudes I knew who grew up in projects, they knew each other. Like you said, the grandmother will watch for the other person, and they'll all look out for each other. But in the tenements where I grew up, and those you don't know what tenements are those old ass New York buildings you see that have fire escapes on them that are fucking
right. We had it in the back.
In the back.
Someone had it in the front.
Both. No, both front and back.
Yeah.
Back, front and front, like a Leah. That's back, forth and forth, isn't it? But whatever. And those were worse because, again, there was no sense of community. There was no sense of community. And I always tell people this: the projects had, you guys had supers. You guys now,
Yes.
granted, a lot of them were garbage, and a lot of the supers, I'm not saying it was run greatly, but it was taken care of a little bit by the city, because the city would employ people. Tenements, it was all slumlords. I mean, I didn't have hot water half the time. The heat wouldn't work. Nobody would fix shit. I had rats, mice. It was bad. People don't realize that. People think the projects are worse. I feel like the tenements, like shitty tenements back then, are worse.
It was all bad. I agree. We had those issues too, man. No heat. I mean, there's plenty of times we had to boil water because we had no hot water. Take a bath. It was crazy. But again, I wouldn't trade the way I grew up with. I wouldn't trade it for anything, because
I would.
Well, the reason why I say that is because you made me. I'm a strong. I consider myself a very, very strong-minded person. Like, I'm going to work for what I want. So it taught me the value of hard work.
I'm with you. It made me stronger and tougher. But
stronger, street smart. I was very street smart. I wouldn't have that growing up in the suburbs, right?
That's why I started fighting. But you know what? I could do without the side order of fucking PTSD. I could deal without that. I'll tell you that.
Yeah.
But whatever.
Sure.
Whatever. But people don't realize when New York I get annoyed. Sometimes I'll be on these chats. I'm from Hell's Kitchen. And I get dudes who are like 23, 25. Oh, Hell's Kitchen's all the white people. Oh, Marco's capping. He's not from the hood. And I'm like, how old are you? 25. I'm like, you dumb fuck. Like, do you know what it looked like in the 90s and 80s there?
Different, man. Totally
People
different.
don't realize. The whole of New York City, there was only a couple areas that were good, really. You had parts of Upper West Side, Upper East Side were always nice.
Yeah.
Yeah.
For us, it was Ridgewood, because we were literally walking distance from Ridgewood, Queens. And that was like where everybody from Bushwick who like wanted to live in a nicer area, like you would move to like Ridgewood.
I thought about moving to Ridgewood, but it's mad Polish now.
Oh, I don't even. I don't remember the last time I've been out there. Like,
because it's right by a train.
Areas.
It's on the last stop of a train. I remember thinking, because we were going to try and buy something when we had a little bit of bread, and it was way cheaper out there. So we're like, but I'm like, I can't live here. Like,
are you talking about the last stop in the M train, like Metropolitan?
Nah, the fresh.
That's
fresh.
That was that's the next to last stop. You talking about Fresh Pond Road?
Yes, that one. That's where I was.
That's the next to last
okay,
stop.
Close enough. Yeah.
For the M train, which all right. So that Ridgewood, that train goes through Ridgewood, and then it's the like Metropolitan is considered like Maspeth.
Mm-hmm.
So that's where, like, if you wanted to live nice, you had to, move there. But the rents and all that crap was super expensive. So, we couldn't afford that. Growing up.
Shit was, and Ridgewood, like, we almost did it because the house is there. We could have got a house for cheaper than a 2-bedroom apartment anywhere in Brooklyn. And, because it was Ridgewood. It's in the middle of nowhere. But you pay for what you get. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, for sure.
We didn't do it, obviously. And whatever. And now I'm broke. But that's a whole different story. Yeah, I never even heard of Ridgewood until, Superman's laughing, right? Superman, Ridgewood. I never even heard of Ridgewood.
Nah, Ridgewood was popping back in the days, man. They
Well,
had a theater there. We used to hang out.
Right, that's why you know about it, right? But
Yeah, I could walk from. Well, you could walk 15 minutes. You're in Ridgewood.
But I'll tell you, Ridgewood still hasn't gentrified. I don't think, and Bushwick is banging now, right?
Bushwick, yeah, but I haven't been to Ridgewood in so long, man.
Yeah,
but as much as I loved, I wouldn't trade where I grew up at. You couldn't pay me to go back. I'm good.
Fuck that. Yeah.
I ain't going back to New York. I ain't going back to the hood. I'm good where I'm at, man.
My mother has her apartment. She pays $400 a month for a 2-bedroom in Hell's Kitchen.
You see what we're in Vega.
But look at the two old men talking about the old days. But it's a shitty railroad tenement. It's a nightmare. But like, I'm not taking it. When she passes, and she's probably not going to be around too much longer, I'm not taking it. I would never want to live in that fucking building. Ever. The shit is no light. Like, people don't understand what those tenements look like. Like, it's
I'm Gucci, man. I'm good.
Yeah, fuck that. Fuck that shit. But let's see what Joe Pilot's. What you saying, Joe Pilot? Always talking about. That's good. Don't follow narratives. Everything. Popular contest. Not the importance of message. Some caller. What's going on? Yeah, it was. I went to high school out there. You went to high school in Ridgewood too, man? I was trying to move out of. He's from Newburgh, my man here. You said Newburgh is considered the 6th borough. I never heard that, but Fuck it. You going to Vegas?
Who's going to Vegas? He's going to Vegas?
I don't know. So I think that's what he's saying. Is that what you're saying? Let me see what I missed here. The Bulgarian hating in the Polish. What's going on here? I don't hate them. I just don't want to live around them. Is that bad? I don't know. Shit. Marco, stop lying. Real funny. Low, what up, Low?
Low nose boxing.
Marco's the Hell's Kitchen Strangler. I feel like it sometimes. My man, Low. There's another Brooklyn. No, not Brooklyn, Manhattan. My bad. Philly, though. Low has a Philly connection, which is fucking weird to me. You like me, Marco. I hate living around too many Dominicans, but I remembered you from Bulgaria, not Polish. You the man. You don't like living around your own people, Joe? Why not? Boxing for my son. Oh, right. Yeah, your son boxes. This collab is chill energy. Marco X Johnny. I'm with you.
Yo, Zuda, appreciate you, brother.
I mean, we could start screaming at each other and kicking each other off if you want, just for fun.
Yeah, maybe I'll invite Marco to my show one day and I'll kick him off. That shit might be dope, actually. Might raise my subscriber count up, Marco. Right?
You gotta let me just sneeze. I gotta sneeze too loud or something. Like, what the fuck you sneezing so loud for? Boop.
Nah, I like to do the same shit, man. I like to talk to the chat, get the chat involved. I try to get the chat involved a lot when I got guests on.
Was there a known drug addict or alcohol? Oh, hell yeah. Aaron Pryor was literally smoking crack. Who else? There's a bunch of crackheads.
Oh, there's a bunch of those.
That's a great question. Who else though? What other crackheads we got? Or alcoholics? Yeah, man. I mean, Bobby Chaz was an alcoholic.
I think at some point or another, most of these big time boxers used to drink or booze between fights.
Yeah.
Mike Tyson, but Joe Pilot put Mike Tyson. Absolutely.
Oh yeah, Mike. Yeah. Would I watch a remake of The Warriors? That was a little before my time, man. That was like I watched it, but that came out in the 70s, I believe. I was too young. Dominicans are cool to hang out with, live around.
Vega, you say that shit on the boxing voice, you get kicked off, bro.
Newberg is bad. Is it? I believe it. Mike Tyson. Chavez. Yeah, that's right, Clarissa. Chavez was a fucking drunk. Open about it too, right? I think he was in a rehab. Excuse me, and everything. I'm gonna subscribe to your channel, brother. You seem like good people. So he's talking about you.
I appreciate that, man. Definitely. You won't be disappointed, man. We do it up just like Marco does, just like this, man. Chill, laid back vibe.
Purnell was a crackhead. No, he did coke, Mo. And there's a difference.
He's a cokehead.
Big difference.
No, crack is for poor people.
Yeah, and for like people pretty much giving up on life.
I didn't say it. Don't kill me. I didn't say it. Whitney Houston said it.
Whitney. They didn't
say that.
They didn't
when they asked her to use crack. She said crack is for poor people.
Right. She did coke.
Yeah.
Right. Because it's the same shit. Crack. Right. Crack is like basically the Haran version of pills. When you can't afford the pills, you got to go to Haran.
Yeah.
Lloyd was on lean back half of his career. I think, you know what? Just for that, we're going to do it.
Forgot.
I know Fury was a mess. Yes, Fury too. Good point.
Yeah, I'm telling you. And a lot of these dudes were champions. Like, it seems like the champions are the ones with the issues. The accomplished fighters. What was that?
Look what Bob says. He's in South Jersey. So a lot of people moved out of New York to his town. They were like, we escaped.
Facts.
Yeah, I'm with you. I feel like that out here sometimes.
Facts.
I'm pretty sure it came out in 1977. Yeah, I'm born in 76, so I was 1.
I was only, 3?
Most athletes in the 80s played with that powder. True.
Yep.
Fernando was an alky. That's a fact.
Yep. That's what I'm saying. All these dudes, accomplished dudes, man.
Johnny ain't good peoples. He's great. He's great people, great interviewer.
Appreciate you, brother. I appreciate that, man. I love doing the interviews, man. I'm getting better and better at it. So
I
think I'm getting better at it. I'm trying to get better and better.
I hate setting them up because these dudes don't show up half the time. I feel like I'm a fucking groupie.
The frustrating part.
Yeah. You ready? You're gonna be there? Huh? You're free?
Yeah, and then all of a sudden, like you got this shit, and all of a sudden 5 minutes later, they're not picking up the phone. Like it's crazy. Like the shit that we deal with behind the scenes to get these interviews for you guys. I just hope you guys appreciate it, man, because it ain't easy, bro. Shit ain't easy, man. It's all about building relationships, though.
Go ahead, Johnny. Answer this clown.
Can you tell this guy how RJJ was super overrated? Vega, if I do, he'll kick me off.
I got the finger on the
Look,
button.
you see what I'm saying? If you guys want me to hang out for a little bit longer.
You think RJ's overrated?
No, I like Roy Jones. Roy Jones is my guy, man. I like Roy Jones. Vega, you thought he was overrated?
Huh?
Vega probably thought he was overrated because of the competition, but you can't. That's not his fault.
Vega should be ashamed of himself. That
If
dude,
that's what he means.
a fellow Floridian, he's not showing support for.
He probably lives. He probably lives with like 5 minutes away from what? No. Actually, Pensacola is all the way in the bottom by the Panhandle.
Yeah, Pensacola.
That's opposite.
No, that's up top, I think.
Or top, whatever.
North?
I don't know. It's going. It's
north. I believe it borders Alabama, right?
Yeah. It's on the Panhandle.
Oh, I don't fucking know.
Yep.
Spence was an alcoholic. Yes. Chavez Jr. Yes. Good one, Clarissa.
There you go. I mean, there's a ton of them, man.
My town was straight suburbs, and some of them white kids would try to bring the hood, and we just let them know that stuff ain't necessary around here. That's good. Kovalev loved the vodka. Well, yeah, don't we all? Setting up interviews is annoying. Yeah, really
super
fucking
annoying.
Yeah, they go ghost or they'll be late. Like,
yeah, the late part is. See, I'm very organized. I like 9:00. Get there at least 9:05.
Mm-hmm.
That's why it works for Ness because Ness is on for hours, so they could just jump on whenever they want.
And I've been doing that now. I mean, I'm not on as long as him, but I've been doing that now too. I'm on like 2 hours. So yeah, so I just do that. I say, hey,
I don't want to be on all night. I want you to come on at 9 so we could wrap up hopefully by 10.
Yeah.
Ain't that long, you know what I mean? So
Joe Pilot, that's a little
that's racist.
Just because we're white, we both gotta like Roy. I'm just saying, you Dominicans, don't do that. Don't be racist. Pensacola ain't Florida to me.
That I kind of agree with Alex with that for some reason. Like I think it snows in Pensacola.
It just did that once when it's
that shit is weird to me.
And this is for Joe Pilot.
Get the fuck out of here!
Oh shit, that's what I'm talking about. My man Berlanga.
Only when debating people non-Floridian. He's from Florida. Roy's my man. Roy, I can get on anytime. Berlanga would eat Roy for breakfast. All right, now you guys are just trolling. Macho Camacho. Yeah, Camacho was a big drug addict. I was just talking to his son. I used to spar Camacho's son.
I follow his son on somewhere.
Yeah, on Instagram. Yeah, I used to spar him. He's the fastest hands I've ever been in front of. He threw his punches so efficiently, motion efficient, meaning it would just be from here and he would boom. It would just be a point A to B so quick, and he would have no wasted. His body wouldn't move. Boom, like it was none of this. It was like boom. It was so fast. There was no wind ups. There was no tells going here for. It would just be pop up. And I remember we sparred like what was it 4 or 5 rounds, and the first round he was fucking clipping me. And then I adjusted, and then I was clipping him. But yeah, he was fast, very fast.
Good work.
Yeah, he was fucked. And mind you, I was a middleweight. He was middleweight at the time, but he was naturally a welterweight, so he was a little chubby, he had a little belly on him, so he was naturally faster, smaller guy. Which I had the advantage in strength over him, but he that speed was like I wasn't used to people that fast. Cesar Chavez was a coke kingpin. You're thinking of Pablo Escobar.
Let's not forget Oscar.
Oh yeah. Oscar.
You notice everybody that everyone has mentioned is a former world champion or future a Hall of Famer.
Yeah. I mean, why would we bring up
we haven't mentioned any journeymen or any gatekeepers?
Go ahead.
I'm just saying.
Be my guest. I don't know any gatekeepers.
It's just crazy how what we said earlier when somebody brought that up, and we said there's a ton of them. I mean, the chat is cooking.
Yeah, but Newberg, I've never done coke, but I assume from what I know about it, it would actually improve your football career. So that's a good it's not like it was harder. It probably made it easier for him to fucking go out there and yeah, you know what I'm saying? Valero was a drug addict?
I think he was an alcoholic.
Was he?
I think so, yeah. So was Rosario, Evan Rosario too, Puerto Rican.
Is he alive still?
He'd like to hit the bottle. Rosario? That's a good question. I'm not sure.
Let's see. Edwin.
I'm gonna say yeah.
I don't think he is. Let's see. No, he died. Wow, he died in 97.
Hold Rosario?
Yeah, he died at fucking 20-something years old.
No way.
Yeah, he died. Oh, 34, excuse me. He died at 34 years old. Yeah, he died in Puerto Rico. In
Oh shit! Damn,
Toa Baja.
I didn't even know.
Toa Baja, Toa Baja.
Oh yeah. Wow.
What did he
That's
die from?
crazy.
See what he died from.
I would have at 34, he probably got murdered or something.
Let's see.
Unless it was a car accident. Or
Rosario
something.
disappeared from the boxing scene. Years later, he received media attention after being arrested for stealing a beer from a supermarket.
Jesus.
vowed
Didn't I just say he was a drinker?
Yep, you did. Rosario was visiting his ex-wife and 4 daughters, but cut his visit short an hour later, saying he felt ill. After returning home where he lived with his parents, Jesus. Rosario was later found dead in his bed by his father. That's awful. He died from an aneurysm with fluid accumulating in his lungs. Doctors said the history of narcotics and alcohol abuse was a factor.
There you go.
So the drugs and the alcohol killed him. So whoever brought up Rosario, which is you, Badger, great one, because it actually killed him. It was that
and
bad.
Badger, you cooking me right now, and I deserve that. I don't know how the hell I didn't. Maybe I confused him with somebody else or whatever. I don't know how I didn't know that or remember that.
How aggressive must your alcohol and your substance abuse be to kill you by 34?
But that's what I'm saying.
Wow.
These dudes were probably boozing between fights. I mean,
Jesus.
It's insane, man.
Jesus. He gave Camacho all he could handle.
Well, a lot of people thought he might have won that fight.
I thought Camacho beat him, but it was very close.
Very, very close.
Damn. Edwin Valero was another one. Yeah, I mean, do you know Edwin Valero's story, Johnny?
No, just on the surface.
I'm gonna go over it then, quick. Edwin Valero was 28-0, I believe, all knockouts. All knockouts. He was from Venezuela, had crazy eyes. He was, Mikey Garcia is on record with a few others saying it's the hardest puncher he's ever been in the ring with. And they sparred, they didn't fight. Southpaw. He was basically like, he had like a Pacquiao style, but he hit harder.
No, I remember seeing him, but I don't remember the story about.
He ended up having a car accident, motorcycle. He was a crazy fuck. He was mad tight with the Venezuelan president. And so he would do crazy shit. He'd beat his wife, beat his family, and he would do crazy shit in Venezuela. But the president loved him because would let him. He never got penalized for nothing. He had a motorcycle accident because he was a psycho who was on the bike without a helmet. Fucked his brain up. He was unable to fight in America because he wouldn't pass the medicals because of the brain damage from the accident. So he was fighting overseas. So he finally got cleared somehow to fight on HBO. His last fight. Which he got cut badly, ended up knocking the guy out. 28-0, all knockouts, monster. Had a fight signed to fight Pacquiao. He was 135, lightweight at the time. So was Pacquiao at the time. And then Edwin Valero, who literally would beat up his family. One night, he's in a hotel with his wife, and he comes to the front of the hotel with blood on him, calmly, and goes, "I just killed my wife. Call the cops."
Jesus. Yeah. You know what? Something like that.
Oh, no, it's not over.
Yeah.
I'm not
I
done.
do remember something about a guy that with the whole murder. Yeah.
I'm not done. So cops come, take him. He stabs her to death. Multiple, like, fuck. I think it was like 20, like clearly like a fit of passion stab wounds.
All right.
And then they take him to jail. And this part kind of surprised me, but doesn't. The motherfucker hangs himself with his pants in jail.
Jesus.
And that's the end of his career and his life.
At what age?
28.
Oh, Lord have mercy.
I believe 28. He wasn't even 30.
Tell you, man, boxing is brutal. I mean, even outside the ring, man. Even outside the ring.
And that was one of the best fighters and that should show he was nuts. Like they say, he would go into rages. Like he would hit his mother, his sister. Like he would fucking flip out.
So that's got to go down as one of the biggest what if stories, right?
Newberg, are you serious? You have his autograph? Hope it's not in blood. Holy shit. Or you say you have Monzone's autograph? Monzone, the same thing? He didn't kill anybody, did he?
Carlos Monzone?
Yo, Newberg, take a picture of it. I'm going to put it up so people can see it. That's crazy. Monzone didn't kill anybody, did he?
I don't remember.
He
I know
died
the name, but
early, but I don't think. Oh no,
yeah.
that's Rosario. Edwin Rosario died. Not Rosario, the other one. The one who fought Aaron Pryor. Why is it escaping?
Arguello?
Arguello died early. I didn't think Monzon died early.
Arguello.
Damn.
Great, man. I loved Arguello, man.
But I remember being really into Valero before. I didn't know all this shit, but like I was like, yo, like anybody who's knocking out everybody at that weight, wild.
That's just wasted talent, man. This guy could have been one of the greatest of all time.
Threw his wife off the balcony.
Lord have mercy.
I mean, I know these women are annoying, but Jesus.
Yeah, that was another one, Vaughn.
Yeah, but that was just a tragic. Was a car accident, I believe, right?
Yeah, that was a car accident. But think about, what type of career this dude could have carved out for himself, man. That's insane.
I mean, I always thought he was a little overrated. People say he's
not
one of
me,
the greatest.
bro. Hell no. And he wasn't even in his prime. Like, what age did he die at?
23.
He wasn't even in his prime.
Yeah, but that's the point. You're assuming that the prime is going to go just like the beginning.
Yeah.
A lot of times it doesn't. That's when people start losing later on. You know what I mean?
Yeah. No, listen, it's a game of what if, but I'm going with what I saw up to that point, man. He was progressively looking like he was going to be a star in the sport, man.
Yeah, no, he was. Didn't he lose once? Newberg, where are you getting all these
He
autographs?
lost one time, yeah.
Yeah, he lost. Who beat him? What's it?
How you putting me on the spot?
No, I don't know either. I'm not trying to like.
Yeah.
Who beat Chat? Who's the only person to beat Sanchez? Was it Benitez? It might have been Wilfredo Benitez.
I know they fought. Yeah, man, one of the greatest. Not the greatest Puerto Rican, but one of the greatest.
Yeah, that is Roy's
Top
favorite.
three.
Salvador Sanchez. 20-year-old Sanchez.
Benitez is definitely in my top 3.
You're a collector. Oh, okay. Did you get him yourself? Like in front of you met him, or you just bought them? No, it was early in his career. Okay. That's dope. That is dope.
I think he beat Benitez, if I'm not mistaken.
Beat who?
Benitez. He lost to some guy named Antonio Becerra
Never heard
in
of
a
him.
12-round decision in 1977. That was his only loss.
Damn. That's what I'm saying. He lost early in his career. So why is he so much better than dudes who never lost early in their career?
He went, but look at what he did after that. 44 wins, 32 knockouts, one loss, one draw. 23 years old? This dude probably would have fought like 80 times, like Chavez.
Mike Tyson at 23 was like fucking 40-0, all knockouts or whatever. Like, you know what I'm saying? I don't know. I'm just saying there's people who had better careers thus far. That's why I don't get why Salvador is so. I'm not saying he wasn't good, but
there's Mexican people that say he's the greatest Mexican fighter of all time.
Yeah, nah. Chavez.
I've heard that shit mentioned.
No, I believe you. But Chavez went 67-0 before he technically lost, in my opinion, to Meldrick. You know what I'm saying? That to me trumps 20, whatever this guy was, 30-1 or whatever.
For sure.
So, but I guess it's all subjective. But all right, I'm gonna bounce.
Thank you for having me, bro.
Yeah, of course. And if you're around later tonight or tomorrow, you know what I'm saying? We'll see what's up.
Yeah, I'll jump on. Just let me know. I'm not doing a show tonight.
Okay. Yeah. So I mean, if you're around, jump in mine. We'll see what's up. Sometimes I just rock a solo, but yeah.
Rock solo. Whenever. If you ever want me to jump on, and I got some time, I'll jump on, man. I love your chat. I come on and I chat a little bit too.
Man, yeah, no, for sure. I'll definitely make you more of an addition. All right, people. Appreciate you all. And tonight, 10 p.m. Peace.
Appreciate y'all.
All right.